Mic Factor. It is designed to help young broadcast students understand exactly what they're getting into and help them in their coursework. My name is Antoinette. I am a communication student just like you, and I'm willing to share my broadcasting experience so that we can grow together from strength to strength. If you have any troubling questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section and I will do my best to answer it. If you're looking forward to videos such as this, don't forget to tap the subscribe icon. Now, today being the first edition of the Mic Factor, we're going to be talking about correspondence. As broadcasting students, our lecturers expect us to watch the news as well as listen to radio as much as we can. But there are certain characters that we overlook until we graduate and we become set to take their place. Now comes the question, who is a correspondent?
A correspondent is a reporter that covers a particular beat for the news organization that they work for.
When watching the news on television, I'm sure that you have noticed where the newscaster actually takes us to the scene of the incident. For example, the protest against coronavirus vaccines. The reporter that comes on at that point is known as a correspondent. Now that we can identify who a correspondent is, let's move on to elaborate more on their duties. The primary duty of a correspondent is to cover the beats assigned to them by the news organization that they work for. However, I will be talking or uploading a different video talking strictly about beats sometime soon. But you should know that sometimes a correspondent is required to cover events live as they are happening. And I know you're thinking, wow, that's dangerous. Probably picturing a protest gone wild and all that, and it would be dangerous for the reporters. But that is why David Randall in his book, The Universal Journalist, tags reporters as the heroes of journalism. In journalism generally, there are reporters who go out into the field to gather news, but in broadcasting it's a little different and they are mostly referred to as correspondents. A print journalist would have to settle down in their car or perhaps head back to the newsroom to write about a story they had just covered. But in broadcasting it's different in the sense that a correspondent could choose to cover an event live from where it is happening. Now, research has shown that people tend to believe things from the horse's mouth, as the saying goes, thus making news organizations send reporters out to cover events live as they are happening. If you're already offering a correspondence course in school, your lecturer may require that you act as a correspondent to any story on campus. Not to worry, because I will give you the qualities that you need to have and develop to be a good correspondent.
Have a nose for news.
Having a nose for news does not mean the literal nose. It means that you need to have the perception perception for news. Think oddity, think news. A normal person would see a boy literally just escaping a truck accident or getting hit by a truck. But you, as a reporter or a correspondent in this case, should see the news and the stories that you could report from that incident.
Be intelligent.
As a correspondent, you should be able to explain so much knowing very little. Now, going back to the example we made earlier, which is the protest against coronavirus vaccines, you as a correspondent arriving the scene should be able to picture everything in your mind and try to understand what's going on. And then you could ask a few people a couple questions. They may not tell you much, you have little information, but you're going to need to be able to elaborate more than you were told for your viewer.
Analyze situations quickly.
You must be sharp and your mind must be very active, because most of the time you would have to analyze situations with very little time given to you.
Human skills.
As a correspondent, you need to know how to talk to people. If you were sent to cover a protest, you having bad human skills could add fuel to the fire and cause the people in the protest to be more violent than they are supposed to be. So you need to have appropriate people skills to be able to talk to them and maybe get the information. You would actually end up like a mediator between, you're a mediator since you're a reporter, mediator between them and the people that they are protesting to, probably the government. So you having the proper human skills could actually calm their anger down and you could help them get their story to the appropriate authority.
Ask the right questions.
This is is a very important skill for all forms of journalism. You must know how to ask the right questions. People might not pay attention to you for very long, so you must hit the nail on the head each time you ask the questions. I sincerely hope that you've enjoyed today's session of the Mic Factor. My hat goes out to all the families and people affected by the coronavirus pandemic. Please, we're going to defeat this together. Just don't lose hope about this. Do not forget to practice your correspondence skills in front of a mirror or in front of family and friends that are at home. Do me a favor, make me very, very happy by liking this video and tapping the subscribe icon, and look forward to so much more fun videos just like this. Thank you.